Hi, this is Wodem, W0TM, my hand call letters. New video, Mandela Effect, Tesla was right, Part 2. Mandela Effect, Tesla was right, Part 2. Part 1 brought a lot of views, so hopefully this one will do as much or more because this one has more information in it that you will have never heard before and is going to probably get me in a lot of trouble if it doesn't already. Anyway, uh, I'm just kind of letting it all out of what I know about what's going on for various reasons. One is my age. My health continues to go down because of something called Morgellons disease. And no, I don't need assistance or help or knowledge of Morgellons. Not bragging, but in this world there's probably 5 people that know the most about Morgellons, and I'm one of those 5. Unless you happen to know what, let me take the camera for a second, what these little white, they look like little pieces of paper. I call them paper, bright paper chaff, CHAFF, that appear to be sprayed in the chemtrails. What those are, any information about those, they are driving me nuts. They have covered my body. They are causing me lots of health problems. And there you go. So anything you know about that, please tell me. What is being called the Mandela Effect has always been here. Tesla was the first to detail it in notes written in 1900. I had the privilege of reading his original notes, which are now in hiding. Um, I won't go into, I've gone into details in prior videos of how I got to look at those notes. I couldn't copy them, couldn't do anything, but I have a good memory, and I remember, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pages of handwritten notes that he did. And of those, he talked a lot about infinite dimensions, infinite timelines, multiple, multiple or infinite, both. And of that, he also said this means time travel should be possible. Einstein later on also said time travel should be possible. Search for, use your favorite search engine, look for Project Pegasus. Project Pegasus. Read all the websites it shows there. Match the words up with the Mandela Effect. You'll be amazed. You'll think you're reading about the Mandela Effect. What has been called time jumping for decades is real. That is what Tesla detailed and had he said he did, what's been called a Stargate machine in his head, he said, but he also said it was too dangerous to open up to humanity and was not a good idea. So he never went forward with it, and it died with him. And Einstein never came up with it either. Anyway, a Stargate machine, if you were able to go back in time or go forward in time, change things, let's say you jump back to 1980 and you buy up 1,000,000 shares of Microsoft stock, where would you be today? And then you keep buying stock, you buy stock in Intel, you buy, and you do this and that, and by the year 2000, you're worth about $20 trillion, and you own the world. It would be just too dangerous to be able to change history either forward or backwards, he thought. So he did not open it up to the world, and the secret of a Stargate died with him, at least for them. Traveling back in time forward, and I already said that, it's completely unstable right now, and has been. It's because of that, it's dangerous. When you jump forward, go backwards many times in time, you don't know if you're going to end up in the year 1850 in the middle of a battlefield, Civil War battlefield? Are you going to end up in Roman era or go forward? What's going to happen? Timelines, they apparently have now, in the last couple of decades, figured out to the point that the U.S. government was the first organization to try it with timelines. They wanted it for World War II, but again, they could not control it. They wanted to be able to go back and do things like kill Hitler in 1940 and so on and so forth. An example of this, of their experiments, is many of you have read about the Philadelphia experiment where the Navy ship disappeared in the harbor in Philadelphia and then reappeared. Unfortunately, sailors lost their lives because when the ship reappeared, some of the sailors have moved about, and when it, like on Star Trek, all the particles got back together again, some of the sailors, their left hand was inside the bulkhead, or their head was, or part of their body, or what, I've seen some of the photographs, and they're really gruesome. But the Philadelphia experiment was real. And but now today, many governments and even NGOs, non-government organizations, now have this technology, but it's still unstable. Some of them know how to work out multiple timelines. They just don't know how to do something with the dimensions, mainly being able to jump to a specific year and do this and that and so forth. Here's the big one, and what can, I ask those of you that can copy this video, please do it, because when YouTube or somebody else spots it, they're going to be ripping it off of YouTube and it's going to be gone. So please, please copy this video and mirror it on your website. Because the more it's up, the more copies there are of it out there, the less chance there is of it disappearing. CERN is a multi-government attempt to construct a controllable Stargate. It is my belief the Mandela Effect events have been caused by CERN trials trying to gain stability. In my opinion, this is dangerous. Tesla said this effect, and he didn't know what the name of it was at the time, could be wondrous, or if a mistake occurs, the entire universe and multiverse, he called it, because, multiple dimensions and so on and so forth, be destroyed. In my opinion, the work at CERN is proceeding far too fast. The scientists there, all PhDs, and all think they're so smart and so on and so forth. It's like a bunch of 3-year-olds with a box of hand grenades. Not smart. A mistake can all of a sudden end everything, and I mean everything. But the entire Project Pegasus has been controlled and owned by all of the powerful, all wealthy New World Order for decades. They realized long ago if they can control time, they can control and own everything. Well, that makes sense. They are not going to stop until Pegasus is a reality or the multiverse is destroyed. They're not giving up. It appears, or just the dimension we live in is destroyed. Either way, that is not good for us. We'll wake up some morning and we won't wake up. You have experienced split-second jumps in other dimensions all of your life. It's typical. You just didn't notice it. You shake it off as I was mistaken. You couldn't find your car keys. You looked everywhere. And all of a sudden you looked on the kitchen counter and there were your car keys. Well, wait a minute, I looked there about 10 times, Well, whatever. You grab your car keys and you go out and you're gone for the day. That's you jumping from one timeline or one dimension to another. That's just, that's part of it. It's Mandela Effect, or what is now being called the Mandela Effect. The thousands of changes occurring, all called the Mandela Effect, means this effect can no longer be swept under the rug. If you have just one a day or something, which has been typical in the past in the entire world, nobody notices. But now, when there's thousands, you can't hide that. DARPA, look it up to find out what DARPA means. Government, black ops, so forth. DARPA's response, they seem to be involved in everything that has to do with the occult and stuff that is just beyond the pale. DARPA's response is just to blame it on anything but for what it really is, multiple timelines and multiple dimensions. Almost all the time jumper photos are real. You see those on YouTube, and when you look at them, they're real. People really, one of the time jumpers, by the way, that volunteered when the CIA and DARPA recruited people in the 70s to be time jumpers, went by the name of Barry Soetoro. Who's that? Well, the current president. He was put on a timeline to become President of the United States in, later on in life. Nothing happens in this world just about that isn't already pre-planned. They conquered timelines decades ago, but they have yet to conquer placements in time. That is the objective of CERN. They are getting close. They're either going to blow up the world and blow up the universe and the multiverse, or they are going to be able to dial in, well, we want to jump to the year 1872 and meet the president and do this and that and so on and so forth, and we want to change this history and we want to go forward in history and so forth, do all kinds of stuff. New World Order, that's the objective of CERN. Will they accomplish that? Well, they're sure trying. And every time you see a Mandela Effect event happen, you know that somebody over there in Switzerland has hit another knob and doing, trying something else. It's just like, what is that, Kevin Costner saying, if they build it, he will come. You have to remember that I was thinking in Switzerland, they don't play baseball. They don't know that baseball is not played with just one person. It's played with a team of 9. So you have to cut them a little bit of slack. Kind of a joke to end this with. With that, I will end. Put your comments below. Keep them brief, if you will. Be civil. I'm civil. Be polite. And see you next time. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you subscribing. W0TM is signing off. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.